worlds, but for the most part, each world has their own guide realm. The guide realm is like a neighborhood, and each house would be connected to a certain world.
Well, I'm going to ask a very interesting question, and I just want a very generalized, not a specific answer.
Okay.
About how many different realms are there?
Realms?
Mm-hmm.
They'll have to do a bit of calculation, because...
Well, it's like, is it tens, hundreds, thousands, millions?
Oh, not millions.
Oh.
It shifts.
It shifts.
Yes, because some of the different realms overlap.
So it's not a hard, fast thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you try to talk about countries, it's like, well, here's the thing. This populace may live between the two countries. So they're not, even though they're living technically maybe in two countries, it's actually a separate populace that goes back and forth between the two. And
Yeah.
I got you. I understand that.
So it's not a hard, fast thing. There may be about 50 defined areas. Or that's a rough number.
Yes, as I said, very, very generalized, rough number, not a specific number.
There's like a myriad of overlaps. And each realm is like a neighborhood. But not like a country neighborhood, like a city neighborhood.
Where there's lots of people and things, and people, you can go from one neighborhood.
It's a large area, not just a couple of roads. Suburb.
Like a suburb. With lots of roads and lots of houses and lots of interactions. And you can go from one house to the next and talk. But
that's what a realm is like. And then each one has a little subset, which would be a house. So when we talk of the guide realm, that's like one house. And the guide realm is like a huge subdivision or city. Not subdivision, suburb.
Suburb.
Suburb or city, where for all the worlds have an individual house. That's the best way we can describe it. And the angelic realm is like another suburb neighborhood where each different type of angel has their own floor. So they each have little rooms where they live in, but the different types are on different floors. Well, the guide realm is more houses.
Yeah, the guide realms are more like individual houses, whereas within the angelic realm, it's more like apartment complexes where the people have like the generalized rooms.
Yeah.
That's their own personal rooms, but they also have like lots of common areas, and all the ones with certain types live on maybe on a certain floor.
Yeah. And that's just because that's where they're most comfortable.
Yeah. It's like, you can go from one floor to the next floor.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing to prevent you from doing any of that. It's just that, okay, I'm going to use a very loose analogy here. Extremely loose analogy, but one that would be understood here on Earth.
Okay.
It would be like, say, I'm going to say college, because people here, that would be a time when people are more separated from their nuclear families. And there's like a dorm.
Yes.
And you may have all the jocks hang out with each other, all the nerds are hanging out with each other, all the different groups hang out with each other. There's nothing to prevent one of them from going into another one's area and having a friend there.
Yeah.
Or back and forth.
Yeah.
And there'll be some areas where everybody uses the same area.
Exactly.
It's more like along that type of
That's actually a better analogy.
People on Earth have heard about and I'm going to say, people in societies that have been influenced by Western religions are comfortable with the angels and angelic realms.
Yes.
People of their original native cultures that have respect for those native cultures are comfortable with the guides, or as they call them here, the old gods.
Yes.
They're comfortable with them. And they know that God exists somewhere.
Yeah.
God, the source of all light. They understand that there's this originator God.
We're not going into the divine realm right now.
No, we're not talking about the divine realm. I'm not going there. But they know that that's there. Some people are aware and accept that there are other planets that have other life forms that live in other places other than Earth.
Yeah.
That's stretching it there. There's a lot of people that believe that. But beyond that, there really isn't outside the universe of the souls and the angelic realm and the old gods. They don't really have even at the beginning the comprehension that there's other things out there that aren't just like them. A lot of times when they refer to and think about and conceive of the idea of a multiverse, they think it's just other versions of themselves.
Because that's all they can comprehend right now.
Right.
They haven't grown up enough to comprehend it.
So I just thought if we just put out for the one, if somebody's listening to one of these videos, and they've listened to other videos, their minds are a little bit more open.
Yes.
They're more ready for a little bit more.
Yes.
And so we're not going to go into all the specific other realms and who's there and what because they're definitely not ready for all that yet.
No.
But to have a comprehension that there is something there. It's sort of like when the kids are little, you might explain to them about the Earth and the solar system.
Yes.
And then you can explain to them about a galaxy. And you slowly build out so that the kids have seen stars, but they don't really necessarily, at a very young age, grasp what that is.
Yes.
So it's just like, let me just explain to you that this star here, it can have its own planets. And it's like, oh, okay. And just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to open the door to the concept that there's more. There is more. You don't have to understand all the more, but just, it is more.
Yeah, and the 50 realms, that's only for Universe of the Souls.
There's 50 realms associated just with the Universe of the Souls?
Yes.
Okay. How much in all creation?
Oh.
Generalized.
I don't think
Thousands?
numbers can go that high.
Or do you even know?
No, I don't even. That's way above my knowledge.
Because, well, when the Divine Court occurred, the vast amount of ones in the divine realm that were present were inconceivable.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, this is a lot bigger than people can conceive of, and even the Universe of the Souls is you don't understand.
Yes, so we were just thinking Universe of the Souls, not everything.
Just the Universe of Souls. There's like 50 realms associated with the Universe of the Souls.
And then they have the myriads of overlapping.
And there's lots of overlapping, and that's what you're saying. Realms is like neighborhoods, not
like suburb neighborhoods.
Yeah, not like like suburb crowded neighborhood with lots of people in it. But we're just talking for the Universe of the Souls, not any other universes.
No.
Because they would have their own. And do you even know how many universes there are? No.
It's constantly changing.
Always in flux the universes are. Yeah.
It's like trying to count the bubbles in a bubble bath. Sometimes there's pops and create new ones. But those poppings would be natural.
Like a natural expansion into other things. And
sometimes
Like mitosis?
Yeah. But certain, it's like if it gets too big, it like splits into little chunks. Much like a cell does.
It's just that that's a natural growth pattern that just exists.
So the original one doesn't exist anymore, but it's grown into all these little ones.
Yes, it's not that one didn't exist. It doesn't exist because it was destroyed. It doesn't exist because it grew and expanded and like say, one universe is now 4.
Exactly.
And those 4 can also grow and expand.
And sometimes universes merge. Split and merge. So it's like, you can't really count them.
Okay.
Like I said, like bubbles in a bubble bath. You can't count them all. And if you try to, what's wrong with you?
Well, this is good because if I make this into a video, it has
a visual.
It gives an idea, a concept, an idea beyond the universe of, just beyond the universe of souls and grasping what's going on and beyond what they may have already conceived of.
Yes. Each realm is vast. That's why there can only be like 50 of them.
A realm is like its own universe. They were using the illustration of neighborhoods as an illustration.
Yes.
They're vast, like their own universe.
Yes, but universes are something different to realms.
But I'm using the term universe when talking about they're like in your own universe so that you can conceptualize the idea of the vastness thereof.
Yes.
Realms and universes are different things. They're not the same.
But they're similar enough that you can make that parallel.
Yes. If you can grasp your mind around the idea of a universe, then you can say, okay, it's like that.
Yeah.
You can say somebody who's heavy had cakes and cookies but have never had a brownie.
Ah.
You could say, okay, it's sort of like a cake in that it's thicker and has weight to it, but it's also sort of like a cookie. And the person will take the knowledge of the things they do have and can try to imagine using those
That's
things.
a great illustration.
So a realm it has similarities to a universe. And if you can conceptualize the universe, it's easier to sort of say, okay, come off of that, but it's not really a universe. Angelic engineers? I think that's what she
yes!
And
you know exactly who she's talking about.
They're like wearing like hard hats and overalls and carrying like clipboards and calculating things out. And
they are the ones who build universes. God may come up with the blueprints, but they're the ones who actually go and
the scaffolding and the count and
the drywall and studs and things like that. This is what they love to do. God is great at conceptualizing it, but these are the ones who actually do the physical building.
They like that part.
Yes.
They like,
because God can't translate his energy into physical very well. So they sort of act as a channel.
They work with that between the two things. Okay.
Yes. That they built the universe of the souls that you would know of because it's physical.
Because God has got super divine energy. I mean, like God energy is super divine, and even though everything originated from there, it's very
it needs to be filtered a bit to get it down to physical concept. So they're great at that. All of Gaia's being any foreign object, she's lifting them out. That doesn't happen on other planets too.
Okay, so all the planets are also healing, just like the people.
Not all of them.
Not all of them?
Because some of them don't need it.
Okay, all the planets that need healing, are getting the healing. So if you have a planet that has a scar or a piece here or something that's been done to them to harm them, that's being, the foreign objects are being removed, the healings are taking place for them.